Move on to our ongoing coverage on the Indo-Pakistan conflict. According to a report of the New York Times, Prime Minister Narendra Modi warned Vice President J.D. Vance that any aggression from Pakistan would be met with a devastating response. Hours later, that warning turned into action. Pakistan launched strikes on 26 locations, which India responded with strategic and forceful air attacks on multiple Pakistani bases. The Indian Air Force confirmed Mission Sindoor was carried out professionally, urging the public to avoid speculation. Meanwhile, India's position on Kashmir remains unchanged. The only issue left, officials say, is the return of Pakistan-occupied Kashmir. India's Prime Minister Modi has stated that no third-party mediation is needed. Army Chief General Upendra Dwivedi has given full counteraction authority to commanders along the Western Front. Hostilities have now paused after an agreed ceasefire, with calm returning to border districts in Punjab. Furthermore, a state tribute was held for Additional District Development Commissioner Raj Kumar Thapa, who was killed in cross-border shelling. In other developments, one gate of the Baligar Dam has been opened. We are joined by Group Captain Dr. V.N. Jha, former Indian Air Force officer, live from here in India. Thank you very much for joining us, Captain. This report from the New York Times says that any escalation will result in war once again. How fragile is this ceasefire? Do we expect it to hold, Dr. Jha?
Well, there is no doubt it is a very fragile. It is not a ceasefire, it is the pause. But whatever fragile it is there, yesterday evening we have seen it, that fragility of the pause being broken. They were almost a glimpse of a full-fledged war again, but somehow sanity prevailed upon the brokers of the ceasefire or brokers of the pause, and they restrained. Finally, we are here today again in the lull that is prevailing along the line of control as well as on the international border. Look, this fragility is due to one basic reason. We in India, we cannot trust Pakistan because Pakistan is founded on the principle of hate right since its inception. After it was born in 1947 on the principles of hate against Hindus, because that time Jinnah had said that Muslims cannot live with Hindus. So that hate is in that DNA, which even today we see. All these conflict jihadist actions here in India carried out from the territories of Pakistan is a result of that. They hate us, the jihadists. They won't like to see the Indian prosperity happening. So fair enough, they are another nation, that is Pakistan. We are here in India. In the what happened on 22nd of last month at Pahalgam was a trigger point of an event which has been recurring on many of the times. Yesterday itself, I had told you that many times this year itself, there were violations of the on the part of the jihadists in Pakistan. Whether it was in this year itself, many incidents have happened this year in March, in February, last year in October, June, July. There were unprecedented attacks by the terrorists here in India. So India had shrugged off those days. We were of the opinions that Indian government or armed forces of India should have launched a major attack on the launch pads across the line of control in Pakistan that time itself. But somehow government has been having a bit of leniency towards carrying out open aggression against another state called Pakistan. But these are not the Pakistani state. It is the part of POK, Pakistan occupied Kashmir, that they should release from their side. It should come back to India. But leaving those things apart, Fragility of the war continues. Today is the first day when we hope that sanity will prevail on the Pakistani side. They will not indulge into any of those drone strikes or the heavy artillery's fire or the rockets being fired or even missiles being fired. Yesterday evening, we had seen all these things that happened. So today, if it happens without any such provocations, it will be the first evening after the so-called pause has been observed. We will welcome if so happens. Look, uh, we have to realize one fact that the ideal of the neighborly relations is possibly impossible with Pakistan. Pakistan will always be hateful, intolerant, and a bit of having aggression towards India. It is in their DNA. They have been doing it repeatedly. We have had 1965 war. They had started 71 war. They had started. We had Kargil. They had started. We had a series of major terrorist attacks, whether it is serial bomb blast in Mumbai, it is the serial train bomb blast in the trains.
Yes.
So we have
Dr.
faced
Jar,
all
please
this.
stay with us. I do apologise for interrupting you, but we have some further information. India is set to present fresh evidence of Pakistan's complicity in terrorism at the United Nations Security Council. Sources say a high-level team from New Delhi will head to New York next week, just as the UNSC's 1267 Sanctions Committee convenes. This committee is responsible for monitoring global terrorists, including those linked to Al-Qaeda and Lashkar-i-Taiba. The Indian delegation is expected to share proof linking Pakistan-based terror groups to recent attacks on Indian soil, including intelligence intercepts, recovered weaponry and communication trails. Group Captain Dr. V.N. Jha, I want to come back to you. Apologies for the interruption. But this evidence that is being presented at the United Nations, this was one of the criticisms which many Western media outlets accused India of not having. Will this now put this to rest once this evidence is presented at the United Nations in front of the global stage?
Well, India surely has the evidence. There is no doubt at all. We had evidence of 2611 as well, which we had given to Pakistan as well as the UN. But Pakistan, straightforward, they deny it. Who will accept this? I take you back about 6 years back when Pakistani ex-Prime Minister Imran Khan had visited Washington in 2018 when in front of Donald Trump on camera he had acknowledged that he has 43 terrorist organizations on his territory, having about 30 to 40,000 of the terrorists. It is Prime Minister of that day acknowledging it. Just recently, the Defense Minister of Pakistan has acknowledged that yes, he has got the terrorists on his territory because the West nation, they want it there. They asked Pakistan to carry out those dirty jobs by those terrorist organizations. So all these are in the public domain. Over and above, what else the United Nations or United States wants? Good that I have heard Mr. Trump saying that both countries should refrain from any indulgence. They should have a cordial approach. I wish some country would have told the United States when they mounted attack on Afghanistan that hold on, maintain peace, approach, have a dialogue, sit down across the table. I hope someone in the world would have asked United States, hold on, have a dialogue when he attacked Iraq. You know, there are unprecedented such things. When you are attacked, it is your population who is at the risk. Then you care a damn about what USA says or what any other nation says. I know these nations have got somehow a very soft corner towards Pakistan-based terrorism.
Yes.
I don't know. I don't know whatever is the reason for this, but this is highly unacceptable to us. We here in India, the armed forces, I have spent about 39 years in the armed forces. I surely know that there are about a dozen of the terrorist organizations in Pakistan, which is absolutely India centric, like Lashkar-e-Toiba, Jaish-e-Mohammed, Hizbul Mujahideen, Harkatul Jihad, Harkatul Ansar, Badr, and things like that. It is there. It is in their DNA to be anti-India. There are others too, who are some of whom who are against Pakistan itself.
Group Captain Jar, I just want to move on the conversation a bit because we have limited time. But Prime Minister Narendra Modi has stated that no third-party mediation is needed in regards to the return of Pakistan-occupied Kashmir. Why is the conflict that we've seen in the recent days okay to be mediated by the United States, but the return of Pakistan-occupied Kashmir is not a thing that needs international mediation?
I'll tell you, the reality behind that is that when we had the Shimla Agreement with Pakistan, that was in 1971-72, after the Bangladesh, when Bangladesh emerged as an independent nation. That time Shimla Agreement was signed, which very categorically states that any issue in the region between India and Pakistan should be resolved through bilateral talks and no other mediation is required. So India stands with that. So all these years, when the terrorism has originated from the Pakistani soil, we know about how many of the terrorist organizations are there. I told you it is on the camera before Donald Trump as well. So having known all those things, there is hardly any scope for shrugging off. I wonder why USA or China or European nations, they shrug off the terrorism emanating from Pakistani ground. And it is not only Pakistan, mind you. These terrorists are something like demons. They will hurt you. They are snakes in your backyard. They will hurt you. They will bite you. And today, when we are looking at the Pakistan-based terrorism emanating, it is only a small part of the global terror. Almost every nation, especially the non-Muslim nations, they are affected by this Islamic terrorism. Look at Abu Sayyaf, Al-Badr, Al-Barq, Al-Faran, Al-Qaeda and its regional affiliates, Al-Nusra Front, Boko Haram, three main terror groups in Iran, that is Hamas, Hezbollah and Houthi, Haqqani Network, Harkat Group, keep on naming them.
Yes.
There are more than 300 all terrorist organizations who have got a sole aim of jihad. There are two forms of jihad. One is within yourself to take out your own evil. The most of this is against others who don't take your own ideology to them. So it's a hate. It's an intolerant version of any person that cannot be tolerated in any of the learned society, a human society. But this is being mounted the world over, and the world is silent. Recently, we Indians have undergone complete genocide in Afghanistan. All Hindus, all Sikhs have undergone complete genocide in the hands of Taliban, but entire world remains silent to that. Today, Hindus are undergoing such genocide in Pakistan and Bangladesh. Human Rights Council, they are absolutely tight-lipped. They don't open their mouth here. But if the similar instance happens somewhere else, maybe Gaza, maybe Palestine or somewhere, look at the enormous loud voice that emanates.
Dr. V.N. Jar, thank you very much for joining us. Unfortunately, we have run out of time. We now move to the Middle East for more news updates, where Israel has said that it's fully